All right. Welcome, everyone, to TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for the latest news and strategies for TikTok Shop. I am your host, Ivan. We have here my friend, Pat. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Doing good, bro. The kids are back in school. We're in a schedule. Life is good. Just
Yep.
braving this heat wave that's about to hit. But other than that, we're good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Likewise, it's a empty house around this time where it was super busy
Yeah.
for the summer. But pretty good. All the kids are transitioning well to school. Parents are transitioning well to school. Getting up a little earlier and kind of getting them off their way. But yeah, it's been good on this side. Now,
We just did our back to school night for my oldest, who's in middle school now. And so it
yep.
was the thing where we like walk his schedule and go to each of his classes. And it was like a crazy flashback, right? Because I hadn't done that since middle school myself. And I remember like doing that with my parents, and now I'm doing it for my kid, which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you learn? You're like, oh crap! Like I gotta get to class. I only have like a minute to run across.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, he had 4-minute passing periods, and so we were going from class to class, like running through like crowded hallways, crossing
Oh wow.
real quick, and like
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah. My so I have two in grade school, and one I went to the first one, the third grade one, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave early because I already went to the kindergarten one a couple years ago, right? And I was like, okay, I'll just not go. But I ended up going to the kindergarten one, and I'm so glad I did because my daughter had wrote me a note that said, "Hi, Dad, welcome to my desk." I'm so glad you made it to my desk. I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like I decided to hop in. And then, of course I wrote a note back. But yeah, if I didn't, then she would be heartbroken and we can't have that.
Good things. Good
Yeah,
dad.
man. Yeah. I'm glad I went, but yeah. We always like to start with some news, latest kind of quirky things that we see from TikTok. It's ever changing. But something I have here is that like you now can buy your Disneyland tickets through TikTok Shop, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think, just being able to, this is not in the US. I think it's more centered in Asia, but where there's money to be made on TikTok, people will find a way.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a signal to like the disruption and the impact that TikTok Shop has made in the e-commerce space, right? Like it went from just like videos of people dancing to people buying products, and now people buying like theme park tickets, probably movie tickets, probably like event tickets or concerts. Yeah. And so it's it's nice to see on TikTok because you can see in other markets where it's matured already and see where it's going to be headed in the US.
Right. In Asia, especially, right? And I thought you were going to go with this, but like I use TikTok as like a search platform in a way, especially for like events or something. Like, we went to Paris and Disneyland Paris, and it's like you type in Disneyland Paris and you get an understanding of what to look for and what people look out for. So it's like a search engine. And if you can buy tickets at that point, it's like all the better, right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, cool. One other thing here is Deal for You Days has kind of adjusted, and kind of TikTok's maybe overall kind of strategy behind it has changed. Pat, why don't you dive into that?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Deal for You Days in the past. This usually goes head to head with Amazon's Prime Day, right? And so Deal for You Days is going up against Amazon's, I always call it Prime Day too. I forget what it's called, Big Deals Day or something in October. It's happening October 7th through the 12th. The days of TikTok funding your coupons are pretty much over. They're only offering co-funded coupons for this promotion. So you have to register your products by September 25th. So you have just under 3 weeks now to get your products registered. And what you're registering them for is a co-funded coupon for $15 off orders over $69 or $35 off orders over $129. So in the past, they used to fund those, 10, 15% off coupons for your products. Now it's moving towards these co-funded models, which is basically what we saw with the free shipping incentive, right? They took that away. Now it's a co-funded shipping subsidy, if you will.
So when you say $15 off orders off $69, what percentage of that 15 is TikTok versus you, et cetera? Do you know?
Yeah, they're covering half, exactly half. So $15 off, so if your product alone, it makes up for the $69 in the order, they cover $7.50. So there is this does include other sellers that are part of this promotion too. So if you buy, one product here from one seller and another product that's also participating from another seller, to get your cart up to $69, you only pay, your even percentage of whatever your cart is, right?
Right. Okay.
So like,
yeah. Cool. Yeah. So this is just like a signal to come, right? Like they have a relatively low platform fee of 6%, and that's probably going to go up to match Amazon, if not even more. But yeah, again, just TikTok's adjusting rapidly, and that's why I guess you guys listen here to kind of get the update news. A question that we've been asked a lot recently is Fulfilled by TikTok, FBT, right? And so in summary, Fulfilled by TikTok is similar or exactly the same as Fulfilled by Amazon, FBA at Amazon, where you ship in a whole bunch of inventory to the warehouse of Amazon. They will get the order and ship it out, fulfill it on your behalf. That's beneficial to you because it's 2-day shipping, and it's using their rates and their storage facilities, etc. It's generally cheaper than a 3PL, and TikTok is rolling with the exact same thing, FBT. It's very new, and just like the general set, like we get asked pretty frequently, at least once a week, of like, hey, should we be going to TikTok, fulfillment by TikTok? And our answer right now is no. Because there's just so many issues that I've seen pop up with fulfillment by TikTok. Some of them being like they ship in product, TikTok doesn't recognize it's been shipped, and then it's a whole cluster F trying to figure out what's going on. So I'll just say that there's some like speed bumps, growing pains with fulfillment by TikTok. Anything like kind of you're seeing you want to call out?
I mean, I would say the biggest thing is if they're trying to use Fulfilled by TikTok to compete with Fulfilled by Amazon, the difference with Fulfilled by Amazon is this product is going to be available on Amazon Prime, which means there's no cost of shipping the customer. As a customer, you're not going to pay anything for shipping. Fulfilled by TikTok still charges the customer $5-6 for shipping, right? So that's the biggest drawback. So even if you're sending in inventory by Fulfilled by TikTok, the customer is still seeing $5-6 shipping fee, which will hurt your conversion rates, obviously. And there's from the things that I've read, there was like a whole Reddit thread about just kind of people's experiences with Fulfilled by TikTok. One seller was saying they couldn't create a free shipping coupon, even if they wanted to, because it was Fulfilled by TikTok. So if you wanted to offer free shipping, you couldn't.
Got it. Yeah. I think right now the question is, do the benefits of Fulfilled by TikTok outweigh kind of like the potential issues that come about? And right now it's like, no, if you have a really good 3PL, which most of our clients do and most brands do, it's better to stay with that because the benefits aren't worth it, right? Anyway, quick thought on Fulfilled by TikTok. Now into like kind of the meat and potatoes of like, another thing we're seeing a ton lately is these sweepstakes, right? So Goli, Nello, New Organic, namely Goli, right? They are giving away a Tesla for affiliates, right? So if an affiliate reaches certain GMVs, they are given a prize. I think it's like $1 million mark, $500,000 mark, and it kind of the prizes go up as your GMV created goes up, right? And we're seeing it more and more. Now, first to say, Goli executed this to extreme success. I think, according to Shop Plus, they're doing upwards of 300K a day on TikTok Shop, started in August. So, I mean, they went in with a splash, and they're continuing to kill it.
I can't escape Goli videos on my For You page right now. Every other video is a Goli product, Goli live, something Goli related. So whatever they're doing to incentivize these creators for making content around their, I think it's ashwagandha, right? Is the main product. Yeah. Is absolutely working.
Yeah. So before our strategy was slowly seed out some products, to the tune of 100, 200 or maximize that. Seeding out process, and then having the affiliates create videos, right? Typically, that's like a 1 to 3 video to 5 video production that they'll do. But with this sweepstakes, it amplifies that, right? So the drive to get those GMV numbers now manifests itself to more videos being made, right? And so, Pat, and I'm taking your point here, but we have now the product in hand. That's the brand's sunk cost, shipping costs, and product costs. Now the name of the game is get as many videos made as possible, and so that's maybe a small reason of why this kind of is performing the way it does right now. These creators are incentivized to make a ton of videos.
Yeah, their only incentive through the old traditional way is not to get violations for completing your sample or whatever, right? That's their so they don't want.
Yep. Yeah, there's no need to make any more, right? Now it's like, let me make more. But yeah, they've done it to extreme success. I think I did see a post of someone winning. I don't know if it's a car, but it was a pretty high amount, and it was just kind of gnarly. But yeah, so I think what I've also seen in the space is Nello, which is a kind of a hydration powder, is also it seems like they're just cutting and pasting what Goli did, right? Like have a GMV amount and then have a prize that's a derivation of that GMV amount, which kind of makes sense for their P&L or whatnot. Yeah. But looking at Nello's numbers during this promotion, it's not hitting off as well, right? So, something we haven't done yet, but talking about like, what's the difference, right? Like Nello has similar prizes than Goli. Why didn't it hit off? So something that I kind of continue to, think about with you is like why that is,
One common trend I've been seeing in the Goli videos has been like comparing prices, right? There's people like walking into CVS, looking at the Goli on the shelf and showing that it's like $14, $15, $16, right? And showing it on TikTok for like $8.50, $9 or something like that. Right. So they're taking that pricing strategy that we talk about all the time, right? Keeping your TikTok shop price being the lowest out there to an extreme level. And then I think the creators understand that's a winning like hook that they can use to sell the product and leverage the price difference in their content.
Right. Yeah. So the reason for it, let's call it the success of Goli and not the success of Nello, is maybe part of the equation of pricing, where it's got to be a deal on TikTok Shop and they can only buy it there. And then when they buy it on TikTok Shop, TikTok knows that sale happened and it fuels that video even further and related videos. So yeah, good point.
Yeah, I love the hook of like it's a pricing glitch like on the back end of the Chase. Have you heard about the Chase Bank glitch that happened?
Yeah. Well, getting free money. So just for people that don't know, there's kind of a trend going around where I think if you direct deposit a check that you write to yourself, it goes into your bank account. So I write $100,000 check. It goes into the bank account for $100,000. It shows $100,000. You go into the branch and you withdraw $100,000. They'll give it to you. And I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's true. I've seen. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess so many videos
on the back end now. Yeah, on the back end now that like it's days later, it's like people crying because now their checking accounts are like on $100,000.
Yeah. So all to say, like, obviously this is not not happening for real. Like, so what happens is, like Pat was saying, they have the money in hand. Now they're getting hit with, overdraft fees and, kind of like basically bring the money back, and they can't, they spend it. And now they're, shit out of luck. I don't know. It's a big cluster mess that's going on.
But it's funny how, people are, tying that like the current things into your video hooks too, right? It's a pricing glitch on TikTok Shop.
Right.
Right, for like $8, $9 instead of 17. So
yeah. That's what I noticed more is so using trends in your video, pricing glitch. Also, maybe something that we use in our strategy is having to price it cheaper on TikTok so that TikTok has that algorithm, it fuels that TikTok algorithm.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think something I also want to touch on, which we did a little bit, but like these sweepstakes, you also have to tread very carefully, right? There's, a lot of different ways that you could someone could take advantage of these sweepstakes, right? Like if if they're giving out prizes, and how do you police who's really creating the videos and all that stuff. So if you think about doing it, you should really think about like the legalities of it. Like, how do you know that the video that is being made is kind of authentic and not stolen, or the one who's claiming it is authentic and not some random person. So it's not as simple as just cutting pasting, but really go into like how deep this strategy is.
Even as simple as somebody like copying another creator's content, right? And the original content doesn't take off, but the copy takes off,
Right.
and gets credit, right? And then again, another headache.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's. I think sweepstakes are here to stay for sure. Just to see Goli's success of 300K a day for the last X number of days. And so it's here.
When did they start? Like
ago? They started. So looking at their chart, it started rise up August 11, and they're at 6 million in sales. So less than a month, 6 million in sales for Goli, and that's just TikTok sales. Looking at their Amazon, it's a spike upward right trend as well, where they're basically doubled, a little more than doubled their Amazon sales as well. So crazy strategy, thumbs up to that.
And that's kind of been the thing that we've had to talk to clients about, right? Like some of them get worried that they're not seeing directly the TikTok sales, or it's the profitability on TikTok is not quite what they would like it to be, right? But not thinking about this video went viral, it's lifting your other channels that we can't account for in the performance that we talk about.
Yep, the halo effect on your .com, the halo effect on Amazon, it's direct. I think you did a price analysis, but looking at No BS, which is that toothpaste alternative, seeing a direct correlation between the spikes on TikTok and Amazon before and after, kind of, let's call it their TikTok campaign. They were doing 22K a month. After their campaign, they're doing 222K a month on Amazon. So they 10x their Amazon sales from a TikTok campaign or TikTok virality.
So even though they were maybe breaking even on TikTok, they scaled 10x on their Amazon business from the brand recognition.
Yeah. So anyway, all cool stuff.
Yeah.
While we're talking about strategies and sweepstakes, there's nothing I've been seeing as far as strategies of we used, I think going back in the day, it was like free plus shipping offer, the digital marketing days of 10 years ago, of like, hey, we'll give you this product for free. Just pay for shipping, right? Shipping ends up being $9, $10, but that covers the price of the product and the shipping, right? Or kind of a loss leader, if you will. So I'm seeing that more and more nowadays. And the way I'd see it is you have a product listing, and one of the variants is a 25-cent product, right? So let's say the regular price is $20. The variation is a 25-cent. And the shipping cost is like $10. But in totality, they're maybe breaking even and losing a little bit. But now what that does is you can have affiliates say, oh my God, I found a glitch. I found a money glitch again. Go to this product. They have it for 25 cents. Someone's going to get fired because they messed up. Buy it now. And what that does is like brand awareness to the max. All these affiliates are kind of, showing in and kind of getting the sales that way. So that's something I'm seeing, like the plus shipping offer.
Yeah, I love that all these tactics are kind of like coming to light. Everybody's testing all sorts of different strategies. It's really the Wild West. This is like the old days of e-commerce. Same thing. So
right.
It's fun to see how they all shake out and play out. And there's no one true way. We talk about what we think works the best in theory, and what we've practiced and what we've seen work best for our clients. But I'm glad these guys are pushing these things to the limit.
Yeah. It keeps me up at night, man. Or like, not keeps me up in a bad way, but keeps me up in a good way. Like, man,
like what are the possibilities? Yeah.
Like how can I kind of get in or improve or whatever? So, another main part, like I've been asked a couple of times about kind of our history, right? Like, I don't think we've ever reviewed it in our podcast, but like, who the hell are we and why the hell should you be listening to us, right? Like, we're just two dudes. So we want to take this time to kind of go over our background and, how we got to this point, and, why you should be listening to us. So I'll start with me. So I don't know, have we mentioned this, but essentially Pat and I are high school friends. We went to school. We just graduated high school 2 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. We're a lot older than that. I don't know if hope you don't mind, but we're class of 2000, high school. So we've been friends for, oh crap, was it for 20 years now?
25 years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we've been friends for 25 years. Our kids hang out, go to birthday parties. Pat's trying to get me camping, but I haven't, caved yet. So yeah, close high school friends. That's why maybe I've gotten a lot of comments of people enjoying like our banter or how we kind of interact, and it's just essentially two friends talking. So that's maybe where it's coming from. Myself, I'm a dad of three, happily married here in San Diego, California. Play golf just like every other kind of 40-year-old around post-COVID. And just kind of more personal. We talk about our kids a lot. So three kids, 8, 5, and 3, boy, girl. So it's been fun. Little background on my professional life. I've tried everything: digital marketing, make money online, SEO, websites, affiliate websites, drop shipping, chat bots. I've had dozens of ideas, dozens of domains purchased, dozens of products being brought out to light. So yeah, just kind of like digital marketing, entrepreneur type feel. One of those was a Amazon private label brand. I sold seat cushions. So about 10 years ago, I created an Amazon private label brand. My own brand is called Perfect Posture, and sold that on Amazon, and grew that to 7 figures in sales, and then sold that business. And then I had this skill set of selling on Amazon, and 10 years ago or 8 years ago now, not a lot of people knew how to do that. So I became the head of Amazon at a number of brands, kind of leading up to Amazon strategy. One of the more mentionable ones is Tula Skincare, pretty huge skincare brand acquired by P&G about 2 years ago, and I was the head of Amazon there. After Tula, I went to a skincare brand as well, and they are actually a top 5 TikTok shop seller. So I was the head of Amazon at this the skincare brand, and during my time there, they became a top TikTok shop seller, and I witnessed firsthand how awesome TikTok shop is, how amazing and kind of game changing the platform is. Game changing gets thrown out a lot, but TikTok shop, I feel, deserves the term of game changing. Adding the affiliate to the affiliate model to the viral video, and making it all easy in the background. And so beginning of this year, saw the potential of TikTok Shop. Dove headfirst into the deep end on TikTok Shop, creating this podcast. I understood what made TikTok Shop work. I think more importantly is I have this kind of like unyielding fire of trying to figure out this platform and how to get ahead of the competition, which kind of is where we're at today, right? So have the podcast, have the agency, have my own products in development, kind of diving into the deep end of TikTok. So yeah.
I mean, that's exactly why we're here. Is your kind of like non-ending entrepreneurial spirit, right, across like all the things that has gone on in the last 10 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. That's been 10 years since Perfect Posture, because it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but it's been a crazy journey since then. I mean, my journey started.
Yeah, sorry, that's interrupt. But if you're gonna look up Perfect Posture on Amazon, it was purchased and then I don't say driven to the ground, but I guess the guy didn't know how to take care of it, and there's the listings have gone down and not been that great. So it's a little disappointing there, but yeah.
What was your reasoning for ending Amazon? It was just
so I just had a kid at that point, and then I was carrying like hundreds of thousands of dollars of inventory. Um, yeah, and then it's like it was at that stage where Amazon would close your store at any moment in time without any rhyme or reason. And I was like, okay, I have a new family. I have $300,000 sitting in seat cushions in a warehouse. Amazon can say you're not selling anymore, and then what, right? So I had a previous life. I was a QA engineer, and I had developed my own apps, and the apps went up and the apps went down, like as far as downloads and money. And my lesson from that was, if there's someone that's willing to buy your stuff, like take a closer look at it and see if it works. At that time, it kind of worked out. Just didn't want to take that risk. And
Yeah, made sense.
yeah, what about yourself, Al? Give me a little history why people will be listening to you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in online marketing for almost 20 years, 2005. So that was like straight out of college. I got my first job at a website selling OEM motorcycle parts, like my first job out of college. This is like my intro to online marketing. I was literally sitting there with their product catalog, looking at all the products and generating AdWords, like search keyword campaigns for Google AdWords, back when it was called Google AdWords. And so that was like my first exposure to online marketing. And then since then, I kind of worked at various startups, tech companies. I worked for a local casino in San Diego, doing various things from search advertising, email marketing, affiliate marketing, like commission junction, like the old school commission junction campaigns that they used to run, Facebook, Meta ads, and then landed on Amazon ads kind of like over the last 6 years, 7 years ago. I landed a job at like kind of one of the biggest digital performance agencies in the world. They're international. Worked for my clients included Pfizer Consumer Healthcare, so that's like Advil, Robitussin. Worked on campaigns for Intel, running their Amazon advertising. And Levi's was also another client that I helped work with. So I was sitting in there with gigantic ad budgets that were entrusted in me, making sure I spent the money correctly, was able to report on those things back to the client, making sure I'm able to tell the right stories of and put together the strategies that would spend their money in the best way. And these are gigantic corporations, right, that entrusted me with their budget. So I, obviously there was a lot of pressure. It eventually became to the point where I was managing so many clients, it was hard to kind of keep up, right? That's kind of the world of agencies. When you're an account manager, their best bet is to, put as many clients on you that you can manage, and see what happens. Which is why, you and I partnered up. We actually partnered up before that with the Amazon business, right? As I was doing Amazon advertising, you and I partnered up doing toiletry bag. I saw what you were doing with Perfect Posture and the seat cushions. And so, you kind of walked me through the process of designing a product, getting it sourced from China.
Yeah, I'll go here. But yeah, so Pat reached out to me. He's like, hey, I'm in the Amazon ad space. You made your product, like, teach me how to do it. And I was like,
right,
well, I could teach you how to do it, or we could do it together. Like, we'll go half and half. You kind of, here are the steps to follow. You execute on those steps, and I'll teach you along the way, right? So product, all the way from product, we designed we picked out the category, we designed the product together, we had it developed, et cetera, all the way to selling it on Amazon. So it's like learning by fire.
Yeah. I mean, we did a decent amount of in sales for that one toiletry bag. It ended up getting copied because we were and so us we counterfeited our product, which is cool. I was like, that's
the design of it. Wait, ours was our unique sell, because like when you come up with a new product, you want to differentiate and make it better, right? And so our thing was like, why don't we have like a detachable pack where if you don't want to take the whole thing, you can snap it on and snap it off. So like I was saying, that was cool. And it was a feature. And then a year later, or whenever we were done, a couple months later, we saw exact copycat.
Right.
It might have even been this manufacturer that made it up. But yeah, you blast in the past.
Yeah, we did, 40, 50,000 a month in sales, I think, on our best months. But it kind of became the same thing, right? It was a lot of risk to hold inventory.
We had copycats.
Those,
so it's like,
those type of things were yeah, exactly. Sales kind of slowed down because we were being undercut by copycats and all that stuff. So In the end, I mean, it was still a great learning experience, and we kind of took that same approach into TikTok Shop, right? So you and I partnered up, started doing, managing Amazon FBA businesses for brands. The main one, the huge one was Truff. Truff wasn't on Amazon. I remember you and I were sitting in that Starbucks. You had like said, "What if we just sent like Nick at Truff a DM and see what he says?"
Yeah.
Sent it to him. Never heard back. And heard back like 3 months later, right, or something like that, and saying, "Okay, we're on board. We need to get onto Amazon," and we were at the top of their mind. Which is crazy to think about. That was how many years ago? 6 years ago or whatever. So we took them from no presence on Amazon. Obviously, we had some help because they were on Oprah's Favorite Things, but they had to get on Amazon, had to get their listings right, helped them get on, built their business up, and did that for a number of other brands on Amazon together, right? And so saw that, and then, as you mentioned, we both took that pivot to TikTok Shop. You saw the huge potential in TikTok Shop, and now we're here. We're talking TikTok on a podcast that I never thought I'd be on a podcast ever in my life, but we talked about it every day, right? And so we're like, well, we might as well record it and put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah, you understated. So you said we talk about it every day, but like I would chat your ear off for hours and hours a day about TikTok Shop and like, hey, this strategy is doing this, or hey, these sales are doing this, or hey, it's doing this. So like hours a day. And I was like, well, let's just put it on podcast and run with it. But yeah. So, again, the frequently asked question we had is like, who are you guys? A little bit of background on you. What makes you guys tick? I just wanted to share that with you guys of like where we're at today. I guess, this podcast has been pretty awesome. A lot of inflow of kind of great brands that I've talked to and conversations started. Just looking, my what I see for this podcast is, being that source of like the latest strategies and news and just kind of keeping up to date. So people go to us for that information. And then from that, relationships will develop, partnerships we had, but, with the idea in mind that we want to give you like the latest strategies so you can execute on your own, maybe we can execute for you. I just kind of want to stay ahead of the curve. It's kind of like my mantra, I guess.
Yeah, Ivan's not lying when he says he wants to talk TikTok Shop. So if you hit up the Slack channel, he will respond.
Yeah,
he's all over that thing, answering questions all the time.
So anyway, cool. That wraps it up. Any other kind of questions? You can reach out to us on TikTokShopInsiders.com. Like Pat was saying, there's a Slack group you want to join in, ask some questions. A reminder to leave a review. I love reading those things, and our kind of reviews are going up. And Pat, actually, I don't know what our latest number is, but I'm gonna owe you a dinner.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, I owe you a dinner. Once we reach that 10K mark, I think it's like 9.5K. So within the next
almost there.
Get those downloads for Pat's dinner. But yeah, man, that concludes it. Any other last words, Pat?
Nah, man. Hopefully you stay cool in this heat that's coming up. Don't run your AC too high, but we're good. We've got a lot of work to get done this week.
Yeah.
Excited to talk about it next time.
All right. Cool, man. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
All right. Bye.